my goodness. The Texans just made the trade of the offseason. I'm kidding. The Texans make a decent depth move by trading for Ed Ingram from the Minnesota Vikings for a 2026 sixth-round pick. Not an amazing move, but, you know, we're trying. We're trying to add a little bit of depth on the interior. Will Ed Ingram make the roster at the end of the day? Will he be a starter? Will he be a back? Will he see the field at all? Not sure, but for a 2026 sixth-round pick, it's worth it to just give a swing on this guy, Ed Ingram. I tried to get some insight. We have a Vikings channel here at Chat Sports, and let me see. Patrick Seaman is the host for that. He gave me some notes on Ed Ingram, and he said he's ass. That's the only thing he wanted me to tell y'all. Hopefully he does a little bit better. He has potential, right? He was a former second-round pick for the Minnesota Vikings out of LSU. So obviously a pretty good prospect coming out of college. But no matter the signing, no matter the trade, how big, how small, we break it down here on the channel. That's why you hit that sub button, because it doesn't matter if it's CJ Gardner-Johnson or Ed Ingram. We will bring you Texans news when it happens. Hit that sub button, 100% free. We're never going to be behind a paywall. We'll always be bringing you Texans content for free here on YouTube with the best Texans community there is on the internet. So let's go back to Ed Ingram, talk about him a little bit. He is an interior offensive lineman, has only played guard in the NFL, and, you know, has been off and on starting for the Vikings. Not a lot of injury history, but just a lot of times where he's been benched, brought back in. Been benched, brought back in, a little Ray Allen style, back and forth, back and forth. But, you know, he's somebody who, kind of like Philadelphia, why they traded for Kenyon Green. The Texans coaching staff, they see a little bit of potential in Ed Ingram and be like, hey, you know, kind of just like the girl in every rom-com. I can fix him. You know, he hasn't been good before, but hey, maybe with me, I can fix him. I can make him a little bit better. And you add him to this Texans offensive line depth chart, which right now it does look a little bit incomplete, but if the season started today, I do believe this would be the starting lineup for your Houston Texans, with Titus Howard, as we talked about in our video yesterday, reportedly moving to left tackle, Blake Fisher being your right tackle. I think as it is right now, Laken Tomlinson has the fast track to start at left guard. Jarrett Patterson, Juice Scruggs as well, which I don't think that's how it ends up. I think whoever the Texans draft will probably take over that right guard spot, and then you'll see Patterson and Scruggs battle it out for the center position. But for right now, Ed Ingram adds into that, you know, guard depth that this team has. He'll come into training camp. He'll vie for a position as, I don't think a starter, but maybe a starter for the Texans. More likely a backup swing interior offensive lineman as a left guard, right guard. I don't know. I don't think he's had any, any time playing center for the Minnesota Vikings or at LSU, but an interior guy. He's not going to play on the outside. So I want to know from you. Go down in the comment section. Grade the trade for the Houston Texans. I'm going to give it a B, because it's a very low risk, and you could get a high reward for it. If he ends up playing really well and playing up to his potential that he had at LSU, it's an A. But, I mean, if he sucks, is it really that bad? I mean, how many times do you remember who your team drafted in the 6th round? Go down in the comment section. Let me know. 2021, who did the Texans draft in the 6th round? You probably don't know, because it's not that important. Thus, why they're giving it away for a guy like Ed Ingram. We're going to go through the Texans tracker and also other moves that happened in NFL free agency today, because there has been some movement around the NFL. But if you want to get styled out, if you want to be fresh for the summertime, hey, the clocks, we had to move them back. Lost an hour, but that means we got more sunlight. That means it's hat season, ladies and gentlemen. And you go to chatsports.com/Texans hats. They have all different styles, shapes, sizes available for you with our friends over at Fanatics. The link right here is going to be in the comment section and description of today's video. That basically lets Fanatics know that we sent you over. So use this link, chatsports.com/Texans hats. A lot of them are on sale as well, especially a lot of the new secondary logo hats. So go check them all out today. Once again, it's chatsports.com/Texans hats. Now let's go over all the moves the Texans have made in free agency. Now we have, like I keep on saying in these trackers, before this, Kurt Hinish signed on a one-year deal as well. Ogunbowale signed on a one-year contract. The Texans made one of the best trades of the offseason, in my opinion, getting Christian Kirk for a 7th-round pick. He's going to be your wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for this team. You got a reunion with Sheldon Rankins after he spent a one-year vacation in Cincinnati, maybe the worst vacation spot in the United States. Shout out Tom Downey and those boys. Braxton Berrios, 1-year, $2 million deal. You couldn't pay me enough to go to Cincinnati. Derek Barnett, 1-year, $5 million deal to return to the Texans. Draymond Smith, a really good special teamer, one of the higher paid special teamers from this offseason. He'll be playing with the Houston Texans this year, giving some secondary depth as well. Darrell Taylor, yes, it's pronounced Darrell Taylor. I know what y'all are thinking. 1-year, $5.25 million. Yes, 1-year, $5.25 million deal for Darrell Taylor. He'll get, him and Derek Barnett are both going to be vying for those, 3rd, 4th reps at the defensive end spot. Justin Watson, who I didn't realize he ran a 4.4. Sneaky athletic, some might say. Some people in this office might not think he's athletic at all for running a 4.4, but a pretty good signing right there in Justin Watson. We also have a re-signing of Jake Hansen on a 1-year deal. C.J. Gardner-Johnson for Kenyon Green. Maybe the fleece of the century. I don't know. Maybe the Eagles make Kenyon Green all-pro with their amazing O-line coach up there. It is also to be said in this mix, the Texans traded away Laramie Tunsil for a bounty of picks to the Washington Commanders. They also signed Laken Tomlinson, guard, 1 year, $4.25 million deal. Mario Edwards, a 2-year deal for $9.5 million. MJ Stewart, bring back. I believe that was a 1-year deal. We don't have the full contract details, though, put into our database. Nick Neiman, another special team linebacker depth, 2-year, $6.5 million deal. Casey Tuhill, defensive end. He played for the Bills last year, formerly with the Washington Commanders. I actually have Commanders host Jack Sperry right here. I don't know if he knows anything about Tuhill, but he said he stinks. So there you go. He's an awful signing for the Texans. And then Ed Ingram, the latest move for your Houston Texans, trading for the Vikings guard for a 2026 6th-round pick. Now, here's some of the moves that have happened today. Alexander Mattison signing with the Miami Dolphins. I'm not going to lie to you. I do not know who Stone Smart is. The only Stone that I know is not smart. Harrison Bryant, 1-year, $2 million deal with the Eagles. Malik Collins with the Cleveland Browns. Braden Allen, quarterback, going, I believe that was to the Tennessee Titans. Noah Brown, Texans legend, going back to Washington on a 1-year deal. Deshaun Hand, I believe that was a former Lion on a 1-year, $3.35 million deal. And then here are the other moves that have happened today. Raheem Mostert signing with the Raiders. Massive move by Las Vegas. Scotty Miller on a 1-year deal to Pittsburgh. KJ Osborne, 1-year deal to Washington. And maybe one of the best players in the league, Will Clapp, to the New Orleans Saints. I bet you Trace didn't make any jokes about that in his video today. So let me know down in the comment section. What moves should be made next by your Houston Texans? I made a video earlier today talking about the idea of possibly going out and getting one of the bigger name guys, a Cooper Kupp, maybe a Tevin Jenkins. Now, this move doesn't necessarily mean the Texans won't go out and get Tevin Jenkins. I think it's a little less likely since they're getting that interior depth. I think they'll look more into the draft and probably get 2 or 3 guys on the offensive line through the NFL draft. But let me know, what move do you think the Texans will make next? And no matter what move it is, we're going to break it down here on the channel. Make sure you hit that sub button, turn on your notification bell, and keep us locked in through free agency, through the draft, offseason, all the way into next year. Because no matter what happens around your Houston Texans, this is your one-stop shop for Texans news and rumors.